Esteemed participants, a warm, pleasant morning to one and all gathered here. Welcome to the technical session 11 of our 5-day national level faculty development program on heritage management, a business perspective, jointly hosted by the PG and Research Department of Commerce, St. Joseph's College, Trichy, and the AICTE Training and Learning Atal Academy. Dear participants, now we will proceed to the technical session 11 on meaning, managing over tourism at heritage sites in India by Dr. Ic Gupta. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our resource person for this session to the gathering. Dr. Ic Gupta is presently working as a professor in Emeritus Oriental University, India, and is the subject expert for management and tourism for the UGC Government of India. Dr. Ic Gupta is an ex-Indian Air Force veteran, and he has held several notable positions in the past. He was the Dean of Management and Tourism, DA University. He was the Director, International Institute of Professional Studies, Devi Ahilya University, Indore, India. Dr. Ic Gupta is also a visiting faculty in various universities across globe, namely EDHEC, Lille, France, Assumption University, Bangkok, Thailand, University of Mauritius in Mauritius, GBS Royal University of Bhutan. Dr. Ic Gupta has completed his PhD in service marketing, MBA in marketing, MA in economics, MA in English literature, and has completed advanced tourism management, IITTM, WTO, Spain. He is also active researcher and has published lot of research papers. We are happy to have such a dynamic and eminent personality as our resource person for our today's technical session. Now I request our respected resource person, Dr. Ic Gupta, to take us forward with the technical session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Should I share my screen?
Yes, sir. You have been given the co-host access, sir. You can share your screen.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. We are able to see, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, please make it to full screen.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I was watching a very beautiful video. It's very pleasant during the lockout. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. All my brothers and sisters. My students are my Valentine. These are my qualifications. These are the places I taught. And these two places I'm required to go because of COVID. I couldn't go. Now, as soon as COVID is over, I'll be going to Vietnam and Oman. I was in India Air Force. Then I was setting air conditioners in refrigerators. Of course, Dean of Management. I had my company known as Marco, Marketing and Research Consultancy Organization. I used to provide marketing and research consultancy to various organizations and government. I have done a research for Government of Thailand, Government of India, UNICEF, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Family and Health Affairs, and so on. I was group director of a business school known as Prestige Group of Institute Indore. And of course, I'm part-time housewife always, COVID or no COVID. Vanakkam. Now this is manage the over-tourism at heritage site. The over-tourism has become one of the problems in tourism industry because there are more footfalls than the carrying capacity of the particular destination. And that is what is over-tourism. There are more tourists than the destination can bear. It is a situation which the impact of tourism at certain times, certain location exceeds the physical capability of destination. Over tourism is because there is not proper planning from government. There is a large number of middle class people who have started going for tourism and travel, and there is a big market, Chinese market, which is creating over tourism in many countries, particularly in Japan and US. In India, we do not have this problem. However, we shall discuss about it. Now, what is the problem with over tourism? Overcrowding, disruption of local communities and social conflict, commercial exploitation of the culture of a local area, place piracy. Place piracy is misuse of the area for purposes for which it is not made. Disturbances to wildlife, flora and fauna, scenery, pollution, maybe air pollution, noise pollution, etc. Outright conversion of habitats, increased economic dependency on tourism, the rise of black market. And lastly, and most importantly, there's a lot of illicit trade of, for exotic pets, drugs, and sex. These are the problems. As you must have seen that during uh, Olympic and during the football matches, you find that large number of prostitutes are migrating to these places because of this is illicit trade when there are large number of people are available at particular destinations. Now, there are negative effect over tourism, damage to the environment by tourists, exploitation of local culture, and undesired tourist behavior, lack of job security because there is seasonality that there is only one season, a large number of people are going, other seasons is what we call off season, and there is no employment, there is no earning during the off season. And generally, over tourism is confined to service jobs, not other jobs. Unequal infrastructure development, which is oriented only to tourism. Foreign business owners are becoming the owners of a lot of areas, and there is neglect of other sectors other than service or tourism sectors. This is a pictorial view of positive and negative impact of over tourism. There is a conservation of, there is positive that we have to conserve, we give finances and awareness of conservation of environment, but also when large number of people comes, if their behavior is not proper, then there is a possibility of environmental damage. Lot of traditional culture, when large number of foreign tourists or alien tourists are coming to a local place, then the local tradition, belief, and the culture is getting spoiled or affected. But there are more opportunity for the employment because of large number of tourists coming. Because a lot of services, lot of facilities which are available in the local area are being used by these people. So there is a lot of problem about sewage and water supplies and so on. But there is because of over tourism, there is a opportunity for developing infrastructure, road, airport, and other facilities, hotel, accommodation, etc. Then this inequality in the investment. Some pockets are richly invested, some pockets are very poor. Then there is inequality of development of areas. Now we are going to discuss the impact differently in terms of different variables. The cultural positive impact. We local people have opportunity to learn from foreigners, those who are coming, or other people, those who are coming to their destination. And there are, of course, the rich people and poor people. Local people are supposed to be not very rich, and the rich tourists, it is only related to rich tourists. But there are poor tourists known as backpackers. So we can also learn from backpackers and rich tourists. Like Mauritius is known for upscale tourists. Mauritius is known, or Maldives is known for upscale tourists, and Thailand is known for backpackers. So we can learn from both from these rich tourists and poor tourists. Demonstration effect. When we look at the other people, their behavior, their consumption pattern, their style of living, then all these affect to local people. Local people start copying those things, which the tourists coming to this destination, they exhibit the same type of behavior is being copied by the local tourists, local people. There's a lot of money which will flow because of whole tourism, and that's quite positive thing. Then craft and culture, craft and goods and services related to crafts will get revived, and then more people will be buying the more craft items from the local area. That's quite positive benefit. In culture, we have negative benefit. Disruption of local culture. If local culture is spoiled and we try to adapt the culture of people, those who are coming, and it is adulterated. Our culture, local culture, it get adulterated. And we are forced to use the alien culture. Now, alien word I use, it is not really alien, it is the culture of other people. Language, belief, and tradition, these are part of the culture, and these are being forced on local people. There is a lot of undesired behavior of many tourists, those who are not responsible tourists. Illicit trafficking of pets, goods, drugs, and so on. Adulterated food habit of local people get affected. And this, I'll give you an example of Uttarakhand, that Momo have become so popular in Uttarakhand. It is not origin of India, Uttarakhand. It is origin of China, and it has become so popular that the local people, Uttarakhand is known now for momos. Economic positive impact. Increased employment because a lot of tourists are coming, so there is more employment. A lot of money is coming. It will help to improve the economy and can reduce the prices. Tourism companies make a lot of profit, which can be used for development of local areas. These are some positive economic impact. There are negative economic impact. Cost of investment, road infrastructure, etc., may be borne by the local people. Local shops might be displaced by shops that cater solely for the tourists. So tourists may be requiring a tattoo, tourists may be requiring massage, tourists may be requiring spa. So all those facilities which will come at the destination, and these facilities may not be useful for local people. And local shops will be closed, and these new types of needs of tourists will be new shops which requires to satisfy the needs of tourists will be opened. Job will be lost in the area, and should focus on providing for tourist need. So we have those type of jobs which are required for tourist need. So those are other local jobs which we do generally. Even the farming will also be curtailed. Profit may leak out. This is one of the most difficult area because of leakages, periphery, that a lot of money which is coming from tourists is coming to the many materialist chains. Those who are in tourism business, those who are in hotel business, those who are in eating business, restaurant, and so on and so forth. So money will not come to local. It will go to these multinational organizations, those who operate in the destination. So a lot of profit will leak out to these people. So the benefit to local people of over tourism may not accrue. Environment positive impact. Now when a lot of tourists come, they are tourists, those who are responsible tourists. So they will take care of, they will be more bothered about sustainable tourism. Help to protect animal and local environment if the people are responsible. The tourist money help local to protect the environment. Now there is a lot of awareness created about the water, the last drop of water and animal, etc., etc. So the endangered animal will be protected and promoted by the tourists if they are responsible. The big question is, if the tourists are responsible tourists, then only this positive impact will come. Negative social impact. A lot of traditional businesses and growth will be eliminated or reduced because the services for tourists are other services, and this may not be the services which are produced in a local area. Tourist behavior can lead to demeaning local culture. This where it going on repetition. Forced to adopt international language, crime and antisocial behavior. Now, these are some of the places very popularly suffering from over tourism. These are the places we don't have any Indian city or Indian destination which suffers from this. But there are many destinations which are suffering so much because of this over tourism, particularly Rio de Janeiro and Hong Kong, and even Malaysia. Are they suffering from this over tourism? They are not able to cope up with the extra tourists coming beyond the capacity of the destination. We'll come back. We'll come back to heritage site if there is an over tourism there. So over tourism at heritage site is not a problem in India yet. Yet our India is safe from over tourism. We do not have much over tourism in the heritage area. But this over tourism is there in religious places. And because of this, we need to manage over tourism in at least religious places, and heritage sites do not have this problem yet, except Taj Mahal or Lal Killa. We do not have much of a problem of over tourism at tourist destination. But with all religious places, the majority of religious places in India has this problem of over tourism. You see this, Ganesh Chaturthi, Bombay. This is Haridwar. At Taj Mahal also, they are rushing now, number of tourists coming, visiting this particular place during particular period because of this over tourism at this heritage site, Lal Killa. This is Pushkar, very popular with foreigners, and there is a lot of problem about tourism. Almost all the problem that we discussed about tourism is very, very active in Pushkar, where there are a lot of facilities, a lot of foreigners are coming to this place. This is Rath Yatra at Puri. Here also you find that over tourism is one of the problems of this festival also. Jama Masjid. This Khwaja Muhammadin Chishti Dargah at Ajmer. No, this is just for fun sake. This is modern heritage. This is not heritage, but I call it modern heritage. This is an example of Chinese tourists coming to Japan, over tourism in Japan. Now, negative economic impact. This we have already seen. This one is Maya Bay in Thailand. It is very popular destination for tourists, and we find that there is over tourism in this area, and culture, that is environment, flora, fauna, and the water body is getting affected in this area. Very popular destination in Thailand. Now, related to over tourism, there are other concepts which may get confused. So, there is a mass tourism. When large number of tourists are going to the place, a particular place. In mass tourism, generally we have over tourism. Then where a large number of people are going, these are the places, destinations. Mass tourism destinations are really over tourism destinations like Manali in India. Heritage tourism, then alternate tourism. We should discuss each of them. I have slides for that. Mass tourism is Taj Mahal, beaches in Goa. Class tourism is nature and Rishikesh. Rishikesh, we have bungee jumping, which is 83-meter high. This is nature tourism. When large number of people visit the popular destination by booking a package deal. So nowadays, mass tourism is to Maldives outside, and India is Manali or Goa. This is Manali, and this is me and my wife. Authenticate represents the history and culture, and this is the you are all the expert about this heritage culture, and they are very educating one, and large number of people are visiting this heritage site for increasing to knowing their history, culture. Uh, Example is France, Louis, and what call in Cambodia, those temples in India, Khajuraho. This is Kumbh Mela. Sustainable tourism is to maintain and sustain the environment impact. If we waste less, there's more life. This common said that we'll leave only footstep and shoot only the picture. Responsible tourism. It's when there is over tourism, if there are tourists whose behavior is the general positive towards the environment, towards the society, towards the culture of the local people, then there is no problem. But if these people are not responsible tourists, then they will neglect, they will affect the environment, culture, society of local area, even economy. This is a very famous quotations about the responsible tourism. Please take nothing but pictures and leave nothing but footprints. Other than the mass tourism, historical, heritage tourism, there are many other type of tourism like biking, horseback riding, snowshoeing, skiing, rafting. All these are known as alternative tourism. And so here there are not much problem about over tourism. This is one of the destinations in Hong Kong. Extreme tourism is the tour where the people take a lot of risk to go for enjoyment of destination. So travel to dangerous destination is this, and the lot of rafting, lot of bungee jumping are coming under the extreme tourism. This is rafting. Invisible tourism. Now, this is one of the best tourism is considered. The people, tourists, they try to blend along with the local tourists. They try to mix up and behave, act like local, and they they blend in such a way that people cannot find out that they are tourists. When Japanese tourists they come to India, they have what you call they are bubble tourists. They come into bubble and go into bubble. They come in Japanese culture, Japanese hotel, Japanese food. So they have Japanese bubble in which they come to India and visit Indian destination, but they do not touch the Indian culture. They do not get oriented towards Indian culture. So they are bubble tourists. And just support these bubble tourists. These are the tourists, those who are not you cannot discriminate between tourists and local, and they are the right people. So responsible tourists and invisible tourists. These type of tourists are good tourists and which will not create problem of over tourism in any of the areas. Now, how do we naturalize when this international this tourists, those who are um, invisible tourists, they try to naturalize, they go through naturalized process and they become neutral to the environment and they adapt to the environment uh, system and the local tradition and culture. So this is about responsible tourism. Be a visitor in a foreign place without standing out as a tourist. So don't look like tourists. You are part of the local culture. That is invisible tourism. Ecotourism are generally called green tourism, which your video was showing the nice pictures of nature tourism. This is one picture of green tourism. Now, we have very famous actress known as Raki Sawan. She says any publicity is good publicity. Over tourism, there is a problem, but it is a publicity. Though it is a negative, it is still a publicity. And hence, we should not afraid about over tourism, but we should manage. It will be there, it should be there, and it gives big publicity to local area if large number of people are coming to the area. So over tourism is a problem, but it is also a publicity, maybe negative publicity initially, and it may create a lot of problems. So over tourism is bad, it creates bad effect, and so on and so forth. But the best thing is that we are what is required that we should manage over tourism at this size. So my topic is basically managing over tourism. So this was the introduction about the various activities about tourism and what is the over tourism and what are the impact of over tourism. But now we come to management of over tourism. There is one more tourism which has come known as narco tourism. Narco tourism is narcotics. People are coming for particular destination only for drugs, only to take something which will give and kick to them. Pushkar, Goa, Punjab, Malan in Uttarakhand, Kasol in Uttarakhand, Varanasi, and Kodaikanal. These are the places very famous for narcotics and drugs. So large number of tourists coming only for drugs in these places, which is illegal. So narco tourism is illegal tourism, but very popular, and large number of tourists are coming for this purpose in these areas. These places are known for this narco tourism. In Himachal Pradesh, there is place is known as Bala. It is popularly known for hashish. Then shroom or magic mushroom is from Kodaikanal, which gives pronunciation and which gives some kicks. Then Udiki gold, this you may be knowing, ganja in Kerala, bhang and opium in Rajasthan, then LSD drugs in Goa. So these are different type of drugs which are for which people are coming to these narco tourism places. This is one movie which is talking about the Idugu gold, or there is a hashish from Kerala. This one, ganja. And this is the movie made on this. This is the picture of Ukki gold, very popular from Kerala. These are mushroom, which uh, are magic mushrooms, are known as shrooms also, and they are very intoxicating. Now, these are the destinations we need responsible tourism, because there is over tourism here and there is also narco tourism here, and that's why we need to manage these places because of narco tourism. Now, these are some of the examples. Recently, we have found that large number of people are moving from one place other place, but it is nothing to do with tourism. I just want to put this picture about the uh, over tourism effect. This is transportation. This is Bangladesh. This is one of the most famous advertisement in India, which got the award. This is advertisement of Fevicol. This is one of the gentlemen. You can see the large number of people are going. And one policeman asked him, where is your wife? So he said, she's there. No, wait. This one, we have another, she said, one wife is here, another wife is not here. Where is another wife? But she is pregnant, she did not come. So this is about transportation, which now we manage over tourism. Now these are different strategies that we use to manage over tourism. We have to disperse these tourists from to one point of time to different point of time. There will be these tourists coming to one place, so we develop new places in destination or new itinerary in the place where the old tourism there, so that we can shift these people to new interesting areas or attraction around the over tourism places. Rationing the traffic and stay in a particular place. So we like in rationing is done in Taj Mahal. That some certain number of people are only allowed during a particular period of time. And so this rationing of traffic can even stay. How many days they can stay that particular tourism at a more tourism place. New attractions are developed around the particular place. Like in Gujarat, the Statue of Unity. Along with the Statue of Unity, there are a number of things which are developed from so that people go. Those who want to see the Unity statue, they can also go and see other places. So they don't concentrate only at one place. They don't crowd at only one places. Review and adopt the regulations for all these purposes of tourism. We segment the visitors. Segment means we make the groups of the visitors. There are certain groups, those who come at a particular time. There are other groups can be attracted at other time. I can give the example of Japanese tourists coming to Taj Mahal. Now the Japanese tourists are generally are requested to make their itinerary in the month of February or January. Other tourists are coming in the month of November, December, and October. So different segment of tourists are attracted at over tourism place at different times. Local community, city, we should also give them not only the tourist places experience but other activities in the city. So there is a lot of city like Bhopal, they have a city walk. So they have some other activities which can be done for visitors. Suppose there are more tourists, then why don't we improve our carrying capacity? So improve the carrying capacity, infrastructure, facility and so on and so forth, so that we can entertain more tourists. So it is the capacity building, it is supply building, not when the demand is high. We have to increase supply. So this the supply side, we are managing something. We improve the infrastructure so that we can accept the large number of tourists at the destination, at the tourist place. We involve the local people in managing this over tourism. We talk to promote these people so that they can manage engage these people like a homestay in Kerala. So if the tourists are large number of tourists are coming in, the hotels are not available, then the local people are coming forward and providing this. So this is a sort of capacity building by local people, not by government. Communities with engage, we communicate with an engaged visitor. So visitors should have experience of local culture other than the destination or attraction or heritage or festival. We promote travel in small group. So there is a large group phenomena in tourism and there is small group phenomena. So we try to promote and give some incentive to small group and put something, some problem, not problem, some restriction for the large group. I'll give the example of Bhutan. Bhutan is the country which do not really welcome tourists, and they put restriction there to the tourist is required to pay large amount of sum to visit Bhutan, not for Indian of course, but foreigner. So they don't want large number of tourists to come to Bhutan because Bhutan is known for happiness index, and they want to keep their culture and people happy. So they don't want large number of tourists, and then they are managing by putting some, not an incentive, putting some, they require to pay extra money. Then what is the happy hours or happy days? Very new, we know this concept of happy hours or happy days. It is the period during which there is a lean period. So we have to promote the lean period. So we in January, February, from October, November, December, January, February, large number of tourists coming and over tourism there at the heritage places and also at the festival places, so that we promote these places at the time when large number of tourists are not coming. So that's known as happy hours. This is very popular concept used in hotels. Afternoon, if you go, the charge for beer or pizza is less as compared to the prices at evening time. So these are happy hours. We have to monitor, then find out whether we are able to control over tourism or not. Promote alternative tourism. Now, 15th is very important strategy that we use in over tourism. Large number of tourists, when they are going to one place, we can increase the price. And when you increase the price, the demand will fall down. That is a price elasticity. So using price as a mechanism so that less number of people coming. For example, on Sunday, the Jew have Jew's ticket to zoo is higher. Sunday the movie ticket are higher. Similarly, Lou in France, there's a the charges are on Sunday, Saturday, which is very high. Cambodia, the general charge $14 usually. Otherwise, on Saturday, Sunday, they charge $20. So we try to develop intercultural relationship between local and foreigner. Thereby, the impact of culture and social, negative impact of culture and social can be reduced. We try to promote not only those places which are very often used by people, we will try to promote the places which are not used by people. Stay longer at your destination. So we don't want people to lot of people coming to one place like a Taj Mahal, but they can stay longer at a particular place. So less number of people staying for more days. Smart technology at artificial intelligence and machine learning and number of things are used to monitor the arrival tourists and the tourist behavior in real time. And particularly, this is very important for environment protection. That this if we can monitor the behavior of tourists so that they do not create a negative impact at the place when they visit a place, or tourism, the crowding in one place. Similar things are being planned. Dispersion of the tourists within the city and even beyond the territory. So suppose we are going to Chennai, then beyond Chennai also there are a number of activities around this. Is known as Find Mile program. Around that destination, we develop more destinations, more areas of interest, so that we can divert that extra tourists to that places. Now, this is closing overcrowded areas like Taj Mahal. They are now going to do that. That they are going to stop at a particular some of the traffic time is there, in which will be the people aren't be allowed to visit particular destination. To attract more responsible traveler or individual traveler, and some policies should be made by government that this over tourism is a negative impact is not felt by locals and the positive benefits are coming to locals. If this is there, then over tourism is not a problem. Over tourism negative impact, if that can be diluted and can be regulated by the government, then over tourism is not a problem. Local community should be involved in making decisions about those places. And most important management technique for any tourist destination, maybe heritage, temple, or nature destination, is we got to educate the tourists and traveler so that they become responsible or invisible tourists, thereby they don't create negative impact. This is what Venezuela has done. Enjoy and repeat Venezuela. Don't do all these things, which is wrong. You can enjoy the particular place and give respect to the particular place. Don't create problem for local area. Now, this is all. Any question that you have, you are most welcome.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
this whole discussion was entirely different than your historical places only. It is more great that how the historical places are affected by tourists. Yeah, questions.
Yes, sir. Dear participants, you can now give your questions in the chat box, which will be answered by your resource persons. Dear participants, you can leave your questions in the chat box. It will be answered by our resource person. Yes, sir. Sir, we have one question. So, sir, at the start of your presentation, you mentioned the growth of the middle class is a major reason for this over tourism. So, can you
Yes,
elaborate on that?
particularly this is the case of India. Large number of people in India are now started traveling. This was not earlier so. Earlier, only the rich people were inclined to travel to different places. But now, because of the increase in income and because of increase in facility and decrease in the cost of some of the facilities, large number of tourists are now going out. So these particularly middle class people have become now they are ballooning in India. So that class is becoming rich and more more prone to travels, and they go to different places now. So it is not only rich come people are traveling. Now middle class people have become more important travelers in tourism.
Okay, sir. Dear participants, once again, I repeat, you can post your questions in the chat box. It will be answered by our resource person. Sir, one small suggestion. We are not able to see your video clearly, sir. Can you adjust your video so that we could see you?
I can't see myself. Let me
Yes, sir.
let me
We
check.
are not able to. Yes, sir. Dear participants, please use the chat box to post your questions. So it will be
You see me
answered
now?
by, yes, sir. Now we are able to see you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Sir, we have one more question. So
Yeah.
initially you also were explaining about the growth of Chinese market. So
Yes.
can you explain what is the relationship between the growth of Chinese market and over tourism?
Chinese culture is changing, and now they, because they were introvert, the Chinese were close to people, but now China is open to world, and because of this, and because lots of Chinese are going abroad and working abroad, so the China is not closed China now. China is now open China, and there large number of people are rich enough to move out. So large number of people you find in Hong Kong, Thailand, Malaysia, they are the predominant people in these countries. Like Malaysia, they even have MP, MLAs. They are part of the government. So every, particularly all South Asian countries have a Chinese market, Chinatown. Of course, we do have Indian market also. So this is the reason the Chinese are becoming extrovert and now moving away from the home.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we have questions in the chat box, which I will read for you. So, with the reference to demonstration effect mentioned in one of these slides,
Yeah.
it is a question from participant named Madhumita. So, I'll just read it for you, sir. With the reference to the demonstration effects mentioned in one of these slides, I had been to Rajasthan where the kids who perform Kalbelia dance used to ask the tourist either to give them a chocolate or give them $1. What is your opinion on this, sir?
Now the concept of demonstration effect. The concept of demonstration effect is that we try to copy foreigner, their behavior, their eating habits, their style of clothing, everything. We try to copy, and that is demonstration effect. Either it comes through media or if it comes to the tourists. So demonstration effect is trying to copy tourist behavior, foreign tourist behavior. And like in Rajasthan, because large number of tourists are going to Rajasthan, they are giving chocolate to tourists and so on and so forth. So they are becoming very smart in terms of handling this foreign tourists. Now, suppose you want to take a photograph of a Rajasthani girl, a Rajasthan lady, she'll put a hand on the face and say, "Give me dollar." Then only you can take my photograph. So the Kalbera dance, so you cannot take video or photograph till you pay them. So this is the tradition. The foreign tourist is trying to bribe people to get the benefit of local people. And actually we do promote this. We promote involvement of tourists in Indian tourist activity. Now we don't show Kalbele dance. We want them to do Kalbele dance along with you. They do. Like we go to see a crocodile show. So you just don't see crocodile show. We take part in the crocodile show. I was in Thailand and went for seeing crocodile show, and the person who was showing the various activities, he told me, "Come on, come on the stage and try to hug crocodile. Try to put your head in the mouth of crocodile. So this is known as participation or co-creation in tourism. The tourist is involved in the touristic activity of local people. So it is not just seeing the dance, but doing it. Just not eating food, but preparing it, and so on and so forth. So that is known as co-creation. The demonstration effect tells us that we try to copy and we create the same thing as is being done by the tourists. That is demonstration effect.
Yes, thank you, sir. I hope the participant, you're clear with your clarification now. So,
A large
sir,
number
we
of
have
people.
a few more questions. So I will
Yes,
read that
welcome,
for you.
welcome.
Yes, sir. So we have a question from Baireshwar. So what are the dimensions of tourism? What are the strategy to be followed to attract tourists after COVID-19 to the religious places?
Okay. Actually, this is just opposite to it. We were discussing about over tourism. This is under tourism nowadays because large number of tourists are not traveling because of COVID restrictions. So we have now because of the travel is open, because of social distancing also reduced, and a lot of protocol of COVID is reduced so that we can travel and move. And so the flights are available now, so we can travel to different places. There are less restriction about the COVID protocol. Like I wanted to go to Maldives in October. So they told me that you have to give a report, COVID report there, and if your COVID report is positive, you got to stay for 10 days there in Mauritius. Now staying 10 days in Mauritius will be very costly for me, so that we do not go. But now this all the restrictions are reduced. Travel is promoted, restrictions are reduced, and the prices elasticity has helped that they have reduced even the prices. There are a lot of promotion activities are coming. So there are large number of people now they have started traveling after the COVID restriction. But during the COVID time, also we tried to promote the tourism in terms of small travels, traveling to 10, 15 kilometers, 50 kilometers nearby places. And also traveling not by the public transport, but traveling by private transport, by taxi car. So that large number of people don't want to go by train or bus or by air because of social interaction. So we have started promoting road tourism and local destination. And also we have some software which is developed by tourism organization known as Kavach, which will give you complete information about the place where the tourist is going and what is the condition about the COVID and what are the health facilities available. So we are creating confidence in traveler so that they can travel to a particular destination. So now we are reviving tourism, and it is already come to a stage where there is a possibility of increasing tourism now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we have a similar kind of a question from one of our participants, Ritesh Kumar. Due to
Yeah.
this pandemic COVID-19, Indian tourism has seen a major setback. What are the possible pragmatic approaches or strategies that could be adopted to revitalize the Indian tourism sector?
Yeah. Actually, tourism is known as high contact industry. High contact of people. Interaction among people is high. But because of COVID, we cannot have interaction. So the restaurant business is online now, home delivery. There is a virtual tourism that you can see things, but you cannot visit. So if there is a COVID restriction is 100%, that you cannot move, if there is no travel, so you do not go. You go to nearby places. This is possible. But when the 100% COVID restrictions are there, then you cannot help it. But many people are now trying to promote the tourism with the help of safety requirement or safety protocol of tourism. Lot of protection is being offered by the tourist people so that they can feel happy or they can feel have confidence that they will not be affected by COVID. So we got to build confidence by providing various strategies.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. Sir, we have one more question. Sometimes tourism negatively affects the society in the form of pollution. Please share your views on this.
Whoever asks question is right or she's right. That if there is more tourism, and because of more tourism, there is more travel, and more travel is a pollution. Large number of people are coming to particular destination. They will travel by taxi or car, so it will create pollution. So they are staying in the hotels and using air conditioning and so on and so forth. So there is all possibility. These are the kickback or the side effect of the tourism. So we got to bear this side effect that there is pollution. The only thing possible that if we can educate tourists, suppose they're going for trekking to some place, and then they may create the problem in the environment, ecosystem. They may break some trees. They may spoil some of the beaches, and they can throw some of the wastage. So we have to educate them so that they do not do all these things. So in the suppose they burn fire in the forest, then we ask them to extinguish fire and clean it. That the way we tell them not to throw the garbage, keep it in the car, keep it in the bag, and whenever they go back to hotel, they can throw there. So the pollution is an effect, but it can reduce by educating people and providing facility so that they they can use those facilities by not littering the places.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we have one more question. So, with regard to all these overcrowded tourist sites, so what about your views on the crime rate and terrorism? Can you throw some lights on these overcrowded tourism sites and the crime rates involved in that?
Yes, the over tourism results into crime. Yes, when there are more people and all there are all type of tourists, they come to these places of visit. So there will be good tourists, there will be bad tourists and very bad tourists, and they may create problems. So we have no measure other than the police intervention, so that we can see that they do not go for this type of negative behavior. Like in Goa, there are a lot of restriction about the movement of people. They keep checking the people with the drugs and so on and so forth. The night time, particularly the rave parties, are very famous in Goa beaches. Rave parties are late night parties which are full of drugs and dances and sex. They are popular for this. So we try to control by police intervention these type of activities.
Sure, sir. Dear participants, if you want to interact with our resource person, access will be given to you. So you can please let us know. We will give you the access to unmute and you can interact with our resource person.
And I have one story here about the wastage of food done by tourists. So here, there is a social policy which try to see that there is no wastage of food. So there is a social policy will come and check. And if you are wasting food, then they will charge penalty for it. And this is the example of Germany, that they charge money if you waste some food. You can go to restaurant, order your food. You got to eat your food, you cannot waste it. So we Indians, we order a lot of things, but suppose we don't taste it, then we have to pay penalty for this in Germany. So these are the restrictions. So that's why they say the money belongs to tourists, but food belongs to society. I can't hear you.
Yes, sir. Dear participants, you can interact with our resource person. So if you would like to interact, please let us know. We will give you access. Yes, sir. So we have a similar opinion from one of our participants stating that your view on wastage is right. In Singapore too, if food is wasted, $10 is charged there. So a participant has given his accordance to your opinion, sir. Sir, we have,
There are many restaurants, those who give charge penalty if you leave food in your plate.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have one more question, sir. So after this pandemic, so if we
Yeah.
see the big event which occurred is the Tokyo Olympics, which we had recently in Japan. So what kind of a difference in when it comes to managing overcrowded sites you find after this pandemic, sir?
Yeah, what we call the corona protocol that should be observed, that is distancing, mask, and so on and so forth. But more what is required is the medical facility and treatment and checking and lab test and so on and so forth. So if these facilities are provided at the destination and we do check people for the infections and so on and so forth and treat them, are able to treat them earlier and before the corona spreads and infect other people. So that is, so one is to educate people, second is to provide facilities so that we can control the infections or spread of the infection. So those protocols like distancing, mask, washing, these are to be done. But beyond that also, we have some medical facility for checking, testing, laboratory testing, and also providing nutrition support and guidance to people, those who are coming to these places, particularly Olympic. So they are given a lot of proteins to protect to increase their immunity. So not only the health services, even the food supplement which is given to them is taking care of this problem.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we have a question from one of our participants, Venkata Madhu. So, can voluntary quality circles, social inspectors, be implemented in tourism areas with fines? So, I repeat, sir, can voluntary quality circles, social inspectors, be implemented in tourism areas with fines?
The concept is used in business organization for quality circles and so on and so forth. But we have what we call it tourism police, which is similar to what you're talking about. They are the social inspectors. They are known as tourism police. And they are there particularly there to control the undesired behavior of tourists. Similarly, local people are made responsible, are accountable to ensure that there is nothing wrong done by the tourist destinations. So these local people also they do their checking, do their control regulations of tourists and their behavior at local destinations. So there are people, local people, including the tourism police. These two sets of people are responsible to control the negative effect of mass tourism.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we have a question. How to encourage our Indian people to visit World Heritage Sites? So how we can improve our Indian people to visit World Heritage Site?
That's a very big thing because we are not very much oriented towards these activities. In tourism, we are more interested in nature and so seeing some cultural activities, dances, music, or entertainment. So we go to nature tourism like beaches. We go to see the desert and these type of things. So we are more interested in seeing the attraction which are beautiful and attractive and different from our. But this heritage tourism or historical tourism only will appeal to some people, those who those type of tastes. Now, when I went to Cambodia, there are many temples just like Khajuraho, and it takes many days to visit all this. So I took $14 ticket for 3 days, but I visited only for one day because I was not my interest was not matching with the facility available. Of course, there are heritage sites and there everything can be seen for a long period of time by the people those who have interest in the heritage. But as I did not have much interest in the heritage history and I don't understand much about it, but I was more interested in beaches, more interested in shopping, and most going to meeting people. So that was my interest, and hence I did not spend much of time. But one interesting thing that I found in uh, Cambodia, those temples, that they have. I mean, I don't have much of knowledge about the architecture and this and that. But one very interesting fact that I see that they have a temple of Buddha. In those temples, there are many temples of Lord Buddha. And I was surprised that in front of Lord Buddha's statue, there is a uh, bull, what is called Nandi. So I was surprised to see Nandi bull in front of uh, Lord Buddha. And I was asked them, how this is possible? They say that this is he was one of the disciples of Lord Buddha. But it was not so. Actually, these were Shiv temple. In front of that, that's why there was a Nandi. Those Shiv temples were removed by some of the destination, and because Buddhists came to Cambodia, they installed uh, Buddha's statue. So this is only possible because people know about it. So history, people those who know history and culture, possibly they will appreciate more. Similarly, when I went to France to seeing the law, then of course I went around, but I did not spend much of time. I spent only one day. You just can't see. There are so many things. Even that Mona Lisa was not attracted to me in any way. She was in the dark corner, just in one corner. Her photographers were there. And those people, those who understand and appreciate the art and painting, they can only enjoy that. And that was not my cup of tea. And hence, similarly, there are a large number of people, those who cannot appreciate architecture and culture and so on and so forth, they do not go for this. Our tourists are basically mass tourists. Those who go for Manali, Goa, and places like the Shimla. So that is the taste of Indian tourists by and large.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Sir, we have a question from Professor Ankush Tripathi. So I'll read it for you, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Very insightful. And my question to you is, do you think that for reducing food wastage, a proper
Yes.
menu merchandising and food planning is needed? I repeat the question, sir. Do you think that for reducing food wastage, a proper menu merchandising and food planning is needed?
Uh, I think both technical word that you use, menu merchandising is own, but as a common
Sir,
person, I understand that
referring
if I
to,
know
yes,
what
sir.
type of food is available, what are its ingredients, what is its impact, and how I can foresee what type of taste is there. And if it does matches my requirement, my need, my taste, then I order and do not waste them. So now this is possible. But technology, artificial intelligence, and robotics and computer, we can see the picture on the table where I'm sitting. I can see the picture in 3D, what type of food it is, and what are the ingredients are being used in this, and I can see and order if it matches my taste. I went to some place I don't remember. So I ordered one dish known as jakuni, and I was really very surprised that these are our vegetables just cut into pieces, and they call it jakuni. Because I didn't know, it was quite a waste for me. But now that I can see it, even the menu has a lot of information about the type of food it is, what are the ingredients, how it is being prepared, and so on and so forth. So we have a lot of information. And nowadays, the restaurant has a glass, they are in the glass house. You can see how they're cooking. And even you can go to the restaurant kitchen, because kitchen is open kitchen made of glass. You can tell them what type of dish that you want them to prepare. And now they have one hotel known as the Suki Hotel, Suki restaurant. And Suki restaurant, you prepare food by yourself. You order the raw food and then you prepare yourself. So this is what we call involvement of the tourists in touristic activity. Thereby can reduce the impact. But many times when you go and order things that you don't know, then of course there may be wastage. So knowledge should be transferred to the tourists or the people, those who are traveling and ordering the food, then what type of food it is there and what are the ingredients and what is the impact of those type of food, their hot or their sweet or something like that, so that they can appreciate the type of taste they may be using it when they will be getting the particular food. Otherwise, the food comes, it is not to your taste and you throw it away. So a lot of knowledge, a lot of awareness, a lot of information is being provided about the dish, about the food which they are serving. So if you mean by inventory management or whatever word you use, I'm not very familiar with that, but there's a basic idea that whatever the food items are there, we let them know. A lot of menu has a lot of information. The product is given, the dish is given, and what is the ingredient, how is it, everything is mentioned there. So when you go abroad, you do not understand what is the meaning of a particular word. In Thailand, I was really bogged up by, I was not able to tell them salt. Some other name was being used there. So I was not able to tell them salt. So whenever the food used to come, it was minus the salt that I required. So then I started asking them what is the salt like, and they were at what is some liquid which is salt like soya sauce, which is like sauce. So they can mix soya sauce in a vegetable to make it more salty as per your requirement. So if the awareness and knowledge of the travelers is created, then we can reduce the food wastage.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing your experience. And dear participant, I hope sir has answered both your questions. I hope your second question, which you posted in the chat box, is also been answered. Sir, we have a new question in the chat box. I will read it for you, sir. Sir, I hope you have visited more countries. From your observation, which tourist spot attracts more and why? So, out of your experience, which tourist spot attracts more and why?
Actually, Thailand attracts more Indians. Thailand attracts more foreigners of senior citizens. Those who are senior in age, they are being attracted in Thailand, and all large number of Indians are attracted to Thailand for different purpose. We go for shopping, and of course, physical entertainment and so on and so forth. But the foreigner only come for physical entertainment. For different purpose, we try to visit. Now, I want to go to Maldives because I'm interested in nature tourism. The particular place. There's a place in Nice, in France, known as Nice, Nice. It is south of France. It's one of the beautiful seashore, Now the large number of people go there. At the place I was there, there's one of the attraction in France is the Heart Bazaar, are known in France is a marché. Marché is local bazaar. So I love to go to local bazaar for shopping. And the marchés were very popular in France. And I used to go for shopping. Similarly, in Thailand, there is a night bazaar. Whole night it is open and you go for shopping. There is one bazaar, I'm not able to recollect the name. It has everything. You ask for it, it has everything. Right from crocodile, you can buy vegetable, you can buy fruits, you can buy cloth, you can buy anything. Everything is available. So there's a shopping even from many places.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for your views on that. Sir, to the previous question asked, the participants wants to elaborate more. So, to the previous question, by menu merchandising, they are asking for a conservative. I'll read the question, sir. So sorry, sir, that I'm unable to make you understand my question. Menu merchandising is for planning proper food for food conservative and with proper sales trick and strategy. Maybe they are asking what kind of food recipes that they can have in tourist sites, so that there is no wastage of food. Yes, sir.
It depends upon the type of tourists coming. So we have to do a tourist behavior analysis more about their food habit. And once we do that research about the food habit of the type of people, those who are coming to that particular place, then we can design our menu. Let me give one very interesting example of France. When I landed in Paris, I got a SMS on my mobile. I was surprised that people know me. I am so famous there, but it is not because of that. Because the Airtel and their local mobile service are connected, so they came to know that one Indian is coming to landing in France. So as soon as I landed in Paris, I got information on my menu. Do you want to eat vegetarian food? They must study the behavior of large number of Indian tourists. So the message said, "Do you want to eat Indian food?" Because we are vegetarian. I mean, my wife is pure vegetarian. I am not pure vegetarian. Anyhow, but I would love to have Indian food. That's what I said. Then they said, if you're interested, then he gave me instruction, direction, that you go down in the Paris airport and take a local train to go to particular station. There you find a lot of South Indian music, loud South Indian music. Follow the music and you find a big cutout of Rajnikant. Just go to near Rajnikant cutout and you find a shop known as Vrindavan shop. There you have food available, which is Indian food. And that Vrindavan restaurant was operated by some Yusuf gentleman from Pakistan. So they did a study about type of food is required by the particular type of food is coming. And they plan the menu. So there is less wastage and there is more satisfaction to the tourists. If that is what you are looking for. Ankush, is that okay? Or do you can elaborate your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you
Yes, sir.
so very
We
much,
have given
Dr.
access to the
Gupta.
participant, so you can interact with the participant, sir. Yes.
Sure.
Go ahead, sir,
Thank you.
please.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, thank you so much. First of all, moderator, I'm thanking you, sir, that you took my question and asked Dr. Gupta. And Dr. Gupta, I fully agree with your whatever you said and whatever you discussed with the team. And it is clearly like, because in hospitality industry, they are generally responsible for procuring and reducing the food wastage, because we are the people, those who are like giving our time
Yes.
and food serving and all. So my question is for that only, did we people have to think on it, and we have to plan menu accordingly, and we have to promote this food wastage things to the customer too. So that's why I ask you this question, and I'm fully satisfied with you, sir. Thank you so very much.
You're most welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Dear participants, if you would like to interact with our resource person, please feel free to let us know. We will unmute you and you can interact with our resource person. Yes. Sir, we have one more question. In your presentation, you mentioned over tourism is not yet a problem in India, especially in heritage sites.
Yeah.
So, do you see
Except as well in Lal
yeah,
Killa.
yes, sir. So, do you see this as an opportunity that we should tap in and attract more tourists, or do you see it as a benefit?
No, I would, as a tourist person, I would love to attract more tourists if there are not large number of tourists. And if the large number of tourists do not create problem, I love to invite and attract large number of tourists. Even over tourism, as I said, is also desirable. If they come and do not create problem, so it's fine. My duty as a tourism person, I would like to attract more tourists to my destination. But only I want to regulate the negative impact of those tourists in my destination.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Dear participants, any other questions? If you have, please let us know in the chat box. You can also request to unmute. We are happy to unmute and we are happy to make you interact with our resource person. So please feel free to unmute and please let us know if you have any questions.
Your place, Trichy, is very well known to me because one of my PhD candidate is from Trichy. I don't know which college. And I often come to that area, particular area, Salem, Trichy, Namakkal, and many times I came there for delivering lecture because my Mapilla is from Namakkal.
Okay, sir. So definitely, sir, when you come, you are always welcome to visit our campus. So we are happy to
This
have
is
you.
about 70 kilometers. Trichy is about 70 kilometers from Namakkal. 70,
Yes,
80,
sir.
something like that. Yes. So I come to that place very often.
Okay, okay, sir.
And I was marketing, so Coimbatore was one of the hub for my marketing.
Okay, sir. Dear participants, do you have any more questions? Dear participants, I hope you had a very informative session. So I think we can conclude this session. Sir, I will formally conclude this session and I'll present my vote of thanks. Dear sir, we are extremely happy to have you for our today's session on the topic management of over tourism sites. You started your presentation by giving the most broad reasons of over tourism. So, namely, the growth of middle class, the growth of Chinese market. Then you gave a detailed explanation of what exactly is the problem of over tourism, the positives and negatives, and in various headings you gave us a detailed presentation. What is the cultural impact? What was the positive impact it had? What was the negative impact over tourism is having? And also related to the economic impacts, the environmental impacts, the social impact, and one major wording which you used in your presentation, I would like to again repeat to the audience. We should not worry about over tourism, we should manage it. So this, I think, will be the base
Very
of today's presentation. So over tourism is not a problem, and if we manage it effectively, we think it is an opportunity that everyone and every nation could explore on. And you gave an excellent presentation about managing over tourism with various strategies, about the responsibilities we are having. So it was an excellent and insightful presentation, and you can see in the chat box also many of our participants have expressed their concerns, and they have expressed their appreciations for your presentation, sir. So we are happy to have you in our today's FDP. So on behalf of St. Joseph's College and on behalf of the Department of PG and Research Department of Commerce, I extend a heartfelt thanks for coming to our FDP and gracing this occasion and giving us an excellent presentation. So on behalf of everyone, I extend a heartfelt thanks to you, sir.
Is your college related to Loyola College anyway?
Yes, sir. Both Loyola College and St. Joseph, it is run by the Jesuits.
Okay. So I went to Loyola College in Namakkala someplace, someplace. Now the gentleman, that brother is here in Salem.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, sorry for the inconvenience. There is one more question from the participants. If you could answer, we would be happy,
Sure.
sir. Yes, sir. So it is a question from one of our participants, Darshan Joshi. In most of the hotel, we are not provided with dustbin for leftover food. Automatically, everyone taking required food only. So it is a question asked by Darshan Joshi. So what is your opinion on this waste management, sir?
No, generally, hotels should have dustbin. There is no reason that there is no dustbin. But suppose dustbin is not given, then we make our own dustbin. We take a polythene and keep all the wastage and material in that, and then ask somebody home, the housekeeping service, to come and pick it up. When I travel in train, the first thing I do is keep a plastic bag and hang it there. So keep all the used item in that, and when we come to station, we can throw them away. Similarly, when you are traveling in the car, you have a box dustbin kept in the car also. So you can put all the garbage there, and when you come home, you can put in the garbage can at home. So this is our sensitivity. How can we manage this? But what is required is that if you are responsible, you'll find the way to manage and not litter wherever you are. Hotel or Lena? Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So I will suggest everybody that when they travel by train, you should keep one plastic bag at the corner. You keep on using that in your the whole journey, and you can throw it around at the end of it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, do you have any concluding words for the participants for this FTP?
One thing that I loved in this webinar is that questions. Questions are uh, very near to our heart. We feel very happy when the questions are asked. When I was teaching in Thailand, very particular value of Thai people is they don't question teachers. This is one of their social value. Do not ask questions. Do not question parents and do not question teachers. It is unsocial. It is not correct. So they never used to ask questions. And when I go to my room, they'll follow me and ask many questions. So I'm very happy that more questions are asked. Then our liking capability comes out when you put them on tests. So in this webinar, I love the questions which are posed. So I congratulate all the participants. They were so interactive.
Thank you, sir.
Yesterday, I had a 12 hours webinar. It is on Doctorate Day. We celebrate Doctorate Day on 23rd August. So on that day, Doctorate Day, about PhD quality in India, how can it be improved? And the whole talk was there. So there is less interaction. When there is less interaction, we teachers are not happy about it. So nice. Thanks for interacting.
Thank you, sir. Sir, with this, we would like to conclude technical session 11. So thank you, sir. Thank you, dear participants. With this, we are concluding our technical session. Dear participants, please stand by for a set of instructions before you give your attendance. So the attendance link for this technical session will be posted in the chat box shortly, and you will be needing to fill it within 15 minutes. And we will be resuming back at 2:15 for our next technical session. So I repeat, the attendance link for today's technical session will be posted in the chat box. You can access it through the chat box, and we will be starting with the next technical session at 2:15 p.m. And there is one more key instruction that I would like to give you. So tomorrow in the Atal portal, you can find the feedback link for this FDP. So kindly log into your Atal portal tomorrow, and you will be finding the feedback link for all the sessions. And it is a mandatory formality that you should be completing the feedback forms, and only then your certificates will be issued. Dear participants, I once again repeat, tomorrow the feedback forms will be available in your Atal portal, and all the participants are requested to fill the feedback form, and only then your Atal certificates will be issued. And also tomorrow we will be having our inaugural session, and also there will be a test conducted. So all these are part of your eligibility to get the FDP certificates. So once again, I repeat, we have a certain attendance policy. So 80% of attendance is required in all the 5 days of your FDP. And tomorrow you'll be having a test, and you have to score a minimum of 60 marks. And also from tomorrow, you will be able to access the feedback forms, which you need to complete for getting your certificates. So dear participants, kindly make note of the instructions that we give now and then. So that will help you in attending this FDP. So thank you, participants. Now, please go ahead and fill the attendance link that is given in the chat box.
Dear Master of Ceremony, I have last word.
Yes,
I have
yes.
my PPT. If I wish all the best to everybody. This is my mobile number and my email address, so you can contact me. And I would request everybody to join me in telling Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Actually, sir, the others have not given access for the mic. So on behalf of them,
You can't hear me.
I express on behalf
So
of
let
them,
them.
I give that Jai Hind to you, sir.
No, they can hear me.
They can hear you, sir, but we have
So
given
let them
access
done to
only
say
to
Jai
the
Hind.
yeah, the participants are responding in the chat box here.
Okay, chat box. Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
They can't open this. Correct. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Dear participants, once again, I repeat, please fill the attendance link given in the chat box, and all the resources, the PPTs that is being presented by the resource person will be shared with you through your registered email. Dear participants, the Atal feedback form will open tomorrow, and you can fill it anytime by tomorrow. So there is no time restrictions. By tomorrow, you can fill it anytime once you see the feedback form. So kindly note these things, and we will be back again at 2:15. So the attendance link for today's technical session 11 is posted. Please fill it within 15 minutes. So we will resume back at 2:15 p.m. So please start joining from 2 p.m. So we will be starting the session at 2:15, but please kindly join from 2 p.m. So we expect you to join at least 15 minutes before the start of the session. So thank you, participants. We take a break now for lunch. So please be back at 2 o'clock. Thank you.